since your girl Lili's been busy, over the course of the next couple weeks, I'm going to be coming to you guys, my peeps, with hauls on hauls on hauls. Cause there's not enough time in anybody's life for me to cover everything I purchased in just one video. I mean, can I get something like these in the States? Yeah, but it's just not about your girl Lili. It just loves supporting fellow influencers. What made me purchase these sponges? I mean, besides the fact that I'm infatuated with beauty sponges, and the fact that I was sure that these was going to be nice and squishy, and pink is my favorite color, yeah. I think I might have needed to spend a couple more dollars to get free shipping. So, yeah. Needless to say, guys, for that reason, these beauty sponges made the cut. And while I absolutely positively didn't need not one more pressed powder in my collection, I mean, it was on sale. So your girl just had to try it. Right. I would say, except for maybe half of a shade. This one and the Rue Cosmetics Lip Lacquer are almost 20. But, you know your girl Lili can't have enough new lip glosses. Right. Okay, guys, and in my madness, I purchased a gang of lashes. Hold up. They ain't got no name. Wait a minute. What? All I'm saying is, there are no names on these palettes. These shimmers look like they got a little bit of promise too. And I have 6 of them. Do you see those shimmers, guys? Those shimmers look wet. I absolutely had to buy the palettes from the Sweep Shop collection from BH Cosmetics. I mean, it's not even considered hot makeup. But the reason I got it is because my mom's a Scorpio. And you already know, when it comes to my mama, I pay homage in any way that I can. And I picked the palettes that got the best reviews. And upon swatching these palettes, honestly, guys, I really can't see why. And anytime there's an eyeshadow palette from a brand I've never used, I'm always chasing it. This is a beautiful color story. I can't wait to use this palette. I mean, I'm not sure it's going to be in 2020, but I still can't wait to use it nonetheless. Okay, guys, I actually got a couple palettes from September Rose. I got the Slush palette, and I got the Brew eyeshadow palette. And guys, I had been wanting to try September Rose for a while, but the way they ship and set up, I had to wait for a sale. So when the sale happened, I jumped on it. And this is the Brew palette. Such a beautiful design on the packaging. She's beautiful. And she's drinking one of my favorite drinks in the whole wide world. Coffee. Matter of fact, hold please. And this is what the Brew palette looks like. Such a beautiful, simplistic, neutral palette. Guys, this palette is so aesthetically pleasing. And it seems like there are only 2 shimmers and the rest are all mattes. But the 2 shimmers, they're well thought out because they will go with any of the mattes in the palette. Okay, guys. Here are what some of the shades look like. Yeah. Those are nice. And they are smooth to the touch, not powdery at all, guys. And how you can tell when mattes are not powdery is when you swatch them. You see how you see Like the spillage on the side. Yeah. Definitely smooth shadows. That's what Natasha Denona's mats do. Yep. Definitely. Some nice shades. And there's absolutely nothing new about this palette. This is the Slush palette. And this has been out for quite some time. And I've been wanting it for quite some time. And when it went on sale, I got it. And this is what the Slush palette looks like. And I'm sure you all have seen this before, but this is most definitely a classic rainbow palette. I love how each individual row, or is that a column? Each individual column, it has different hues of that shade. You got your pinks, your oranges, your greens, your blues, and your purples. And you even got a yellow in there. And a white. So, this is really cute, guys. I mean, I didn't need another rainbow palette, but I don't have this rainbow palette. Okay, guys, and here's what some of these shades look like. Yeah. Nice. And I can just only imagine what these mats will look like if you build them up. And I can only imagine what these shimmers will look like when you wet your brush. Okay, guys, the shimmers are thebomb.com, but the mats definitely look like they're going to need some help. But that's all right, guys. There's absolutely nothing that P. Louise can't fix. Okay, guys, I got a couple palettes from Amore US. I got the Nala palette, and I got the Snow Queen palette. And guys, I actually already have the Cake Pop palettes, which are very nice palettes. So I already know that they have nice quality. And this is what the Nala palette looks like. Guys, do you see that shift in the design? That's cute. What's on the outside of the palette is not half as beautiful as what's on the inside of the palette. Guys, that is a beautiful palette. It definitely reminds me of what would be the wilderness, the jungle, all that. You got those nice orange hues, the greens. Oh, you do have a couple pressed glitters in there, but it looks like it's only 2 or 3. So, I don't much mind that. But the rest of the palette, yes, that's beautiful. Definitely. I can see some grunge inspiration in there. Some neutral inspiration. Yeah, that's good. And these are what a few of those shades look like. Just nice. Yes, guys. The shimmers look wet. And I can already tell if I use a base or even a primer. Yeah, these mats are going to pop. But then again, guys, I have already used Amore US shadow, so I already know that they're the bomb. Now, this is the Snow Queen palette. And guys, again, do you see the iridescence in the wording? And this is what this palette looks like. Now, this one, it has more brightness to it. Yeah, that's more of a springtime type of palette, even a summertime palette, guys. Really, it's all year round because this top row, totally fall appropriate. Bottom row, totally fall appropriate. Yeah. And it looks like it has, what, 1, 2, 3 pressed glitters in it. So that's not that bad. I mean, I'm never going to use those. But yeah, I can see myself using the rest of the palette, though. Ooh. Woo-hoo! Guys, what in the world is really going on here? Let me back it up. Let me bring it forward. Let me back it up. Guys. Boom. Now this is what you get when you purchase an Amore US palette. Okay, guys. I've got 2 palettes by Sample Beauty. I've got the Sample Beauty Hydrographic palette. And I've got the Sample Beauty, the Prodigy palette. Guys, I wasn't going to get this Prodigy palette. But then, again, KK happened. She did a bomb.com eye look using this palette. Would you look at that palette? Would you look at that palette? This palette is so stinky, girl. Guys, I really hate that I haven't been feeling it lately. Because, this palette, I should have been using this palette. Yes. These shimmers are bomb. I'm sure the mattes are too. That's what the shimmers look like. And this is what the mattes look like. Yes. Oh. Nice. Bomb. Do you see how wet that looks? And I mean, there's no base with those mattes. And they are so pigmented. Guys. And this packaging is killing the game. And this is the Hydrographic palette. And if I recall, guys, I think this is a blue, purple palette, green, purple palette. Yeah, a green, blue, purple palette. This is what this palette looks like. And I mean, I purchased this palette for the obvious reasons. These are 3 of my favorite colors for eye looks. You got that nice green. You got a nice array of blues and purples. And I mean, these shades look like they would go together rather nicely. Because when you put blue next to green, that makes a pretty shade. When you put the blue next to purple, that definitely makes a nice blurple. Yeah. Even though you definitely don't want to put the purple near the green unless you're not going to blend it out. But if you go exactly in this order, you'll be fine. So needless to say, guys, even when they put the color story together, they made it nice and simple for the user. Yeah. Those seem pigmented as all get out. Oh, yes, guys. Those are definitely some very nice shades. And again, guys, I love these smaller curated palettes because it really makes it easy to get your creative juices flowing when you sit down to create an eye look. Okay, guys, and I've actually got 4 palettes by Certified. I've got the Destiny palette, the Eternity palette, the Affinity palette, and the Affinity 2 palette. And guys, I believe Sample Beauty was having a bomb.com sale. I think theirs might have been 40% off or buy one, get one free. They were having a monster sale. So it's something about your girl Lily when it's like a big sale. Well, I could just get 1 or 2 that I'm possibly interested in. This is the Affinity 2 palette. And guys, of course, I got this palette for the obvious reason. It's got the colors in the palette that I love. You've got your blues and you've got your greens. This palette, just looking at it, it's beautiful. This palette is the bomb.com. And what I really love about this palette, Yeah. No matter what combination you use, yeah, you pretty much can't mess it up. I mean, you definitely don't want to put this one or blend it with this one. It's almost the same as like the hydrographic palette. You definitely want to be careful, guys. But what I love about also Certified, it seems like they did the same thing. They are putting colors next to what you can use next to what. So you can definitely use the blue next to the green. You can use the purple next to the blue. Yeah. The only thing you have to remember with these palettes like this is never mix the green with the purple. And you good. Mm-hmm. Those are nice. Yes, guys. And I know these do seem like they patchy up on the swatch, but I can still tell that these are nice quality. And the shimmer is bomb. So yeah. I love the color story. And I feel like with the right base and the right technique, yeah, these are going to turn out a bomb.com eye look. Now, this is the original Affinity palette. And if my memory serves me right, I think this is like an orange-red base. Yep. Orange, red, some yellow, some blue, some purple. This is what the Affinity palette looks like. And I really do like this. This is actually basically predominantly purple and orange with a little bit of neutral. You do have that pop of yellow. It's almost a yellow going toward lime green. Then you have like a mustardy yellow here. So yeah, that's a nice color story though. Real nice. And these are just a few of the oranges and the yellow from the palette. That's nice. And this is the Eternity palette. And I don't really remember what color story this is. Okay, yes I do. It is a very soft one. This has those romantic pinks and corals in there. You do have a few neutrals in there as well. This is a nice Valentine's Day palette. And these are what these shades look like. Yes. So guys, yeah, that's a real romantic type of color story right there. And these swatched rather nicely. And this last certified palette is the Destiny palette. Now, I think I was intrigued by this color story. Yep, I was. This color story here is almost like a rainbow palette, but with a twist. Because you actually have some nice neutrals in here. And you've got the grungy type of greens, not the traditional type of rainbow shades. Not the ones that are so bright and in your face. But just bright enough to make a statement. And every single time I dip my fingers into these shadows, they feel creamy. I mean, can you say creamy on YouTube anymore? And these are what these shades look like. Yep. Those are some nice swatches too. Okay guys, I actually have 4 palettes by Peachy Queen. And guys, the thing about Peachy Queen, they do always have a sale of some sort, but it's usually on like maybe one palette. You get a certain percentage off, or one day they'll just pop up 2 hours only, get 40% off this palette. But one day I looked up, I think they were having like 30%, 35% off. So yeah, I just had to snag all the ones that I was interested in, because I refuse to go pay for a palette for 20% off this day and still gotta pay shipping. So this is a Spicy Sriracha palette. And I believe this is like a red base palette, if I recall. Yes, guys. Reds and oranges. This is what this color story looks like. And guys, as you can see, I love me a nice red, orange base eye look. I just think those shades together are so striking. And this appears to have a nice array of oranges, reds. I love that radioactive orange right there. That's a nice touch with that mustard yellow. And it looks like there's a nice array of shimmers to mattes as well. I must admit, guys, with the exception of the pumpkin spice palette, I have loved every other palette that I've purchased from them. But if I had to say, my favorite one is definitely the Kush Queen palette. Guys, this is what these shades look like. Okay, guys, there you go. Now, one thing I can tell you is with Peachy Queen palettes, they are best. They perform better when you put them on a base, especially like a lighter base or a sticky base. That's when you get your performance. Now, the shimmers, they don't really need any help except for that pumpkin spice palette. But one thing I can tell you, other than the Kush Queen palette, yeah, you most definitely want to have a base to give them some help. But I'm not tripping about the swatches. Because what's going to matter is how they perform on the eyes. And this is the I'll Be There For You palette. Of course, you know this palette is inspired by the TV show Friends, which happens to be my husband's very favorite sitcom. When I say my husband watches that series every day, he watches Friends every single day. And I mean, how can he not? Because it's a good series. Guys, the color story is also pretty too. This is more of, if neon meets pastel, this is what you get. And here's what the shades and I'll Be There For You palette look like. Not quite bright enough to be neon, but definitely not chalky to where you can call it a pastel. Okay. Yes, guys. These are what those shades look like. So again, with a bright, like with a white base, you can definitely get these to pop. But again, guys, I can see these being pastel, like a very bright pastel. But that shimmers, yeah, them shimmers, I bet. And this is the Far Out palette. And guys, I believe this is meant to be like a brighter pastel type palette. And I'm right. This is what this palette looks like. And it has nice cute names like Bohemian, Hippie, Flower Child, Free Spirit. So yeah. Thus the name Far Out. That's like a famous like saying that they did in the 70s. Yeah, guys. That's pretty. This is most definitely a pastel palette though. But I'm not tripping. Those seems to be some very nice looking pastels. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah. Those are some very nice pastel shades. And because your girl Lily's extra, I had to see what that yellow was working with. And that's the yellow shimmer. That's cute. But I can see this really popping and living its best life if you wet your bridge. And this is the Sunshine palette. And guys, I have no idea. I don't even remember what this palette looks like, okay? Okay. It's a lot like the Far Out palette, but there is not one bright shade in sight. This is strictly a pastel palette. Strictly. But it does have a nice array of master shimmers though. It looks like it has 7 shimmers and then the rest are matte. So yeah, that's a nice little mix there. Here's what these shades look like. Very similar to the Far Out palette, if we being honest. Actually similar to the I'll Be There For You palette too. But I'm sure it does have some subtle differences. Oh, I must admit, guys, out of all the palettes that I have swatched today from Peachy Queen, these shimmers are really killing the game. And the mattes not half bad either. Okay, guys, I have 3 palettes by Dido Cosmetics. I have the Galaxy Shade palette, the Hair palette, and the Neon palette. And guys, I found out about this brand watching Beauty Bean. Honestly, guys, most of the indie brands that I found out about, if they're not black-owned brands, are usually from Beauty Bean. So this first palette right here is the Galaxy Shade palette. And I really do love the design of this palette. I mean, guys, when it comes to packaging, these indie brands are killing the game. But what's on the outside of the palette isn't half as pretty as what's on the inside of the palette. Guys, you see this palette? Do you see these shades? What you look at them? What you look at them? What you look at them? I'm sure that these are supposed to resemble the solar system, something like that. Because we've got Sun, Moon, Earth, Uranus, Neptune, Mars, definitely. And I do know that there are not that many mattes in this palette. About 4 mattes, and the rest are all shimmers. And then you have this one pressed glitter up here, which I'll probably never ever use. But the rest of the shades are so sticky curved. And you know I gotta dip into these swirl colors to see what kind of shades you would get. Oh, those are what the shimmers look like. Guys, those shimmers look wet. I mean, can you even say wet on YouTube anymore? Whether you can or you can't, they still look wet. And these are the mattes. And it appears that the mattes in this palette are not the Galaxy Shade's best moment. But I'm sure with a base, they'll work out just fine. And this is the Hair palette. And guys, come on now. Can we give it up for this packaging? This packaging is so sticker. I love the little woman on the front. She seems like a warrior princess or something like that. And this is what the inside of the Hair palette looks like. Guys, I do love that color story. This color story is definitely something unique than any other color story in the palette that I have in my collection. And it looks to be one pressed glitter, which I can survive that, okay? And then you got a nice array of mattes in this one. This one actually has more mattes than it does shimmers. And I'm glad about that. Yeah. Yup. So these are what the shades in this palette looks like. And this is the Neon palette. And guys, this palette is all mattes. And while I would say this is not exactly a neon palette, it's definitely a colorful palette. And I do like the color selections in this palette. What I really love about this palette though, guys, is it will actually go real well with the Galaxy Shade palette, since that one doesn't have many mattes in it. But yes, I really love that color story. Oh, and I love the fact that they have leave-in prints in them as well. Yeah, these are what the mats in this palette look like. Yeah, these are not bad at all. I mean, the green and the yellow, they look a little light, but that's with just one pass. But look at this purple though. Yeah, I can see this working out just fine. Okay, guys, I've got 6 palettes by Rue Cosmetics. The first palette is the Roaring 20s Carefree palette. And guys, I think this is almost like the new nude. Yep. This is just like the new nude palette. It's got those caramelized marbleized shades. And it has those nice, soft mattes in it. Yeah, this is cute. And they kind of remind me a lot of the shades in the new nude palette. Quality-wise. Yeah. That's what the shimmers look like in this palette. Oh, yes, guys. Yes, yes. Mm-hmm. Yep. Just like the new nude palette. And the mattes. They are just like the new nude palette too. Yeah. And I actually got these palettes because they were having a sale. It was a big sale too. I think the most I paid for any one of these palettes probably was $8. Yeah. I looked up. Now this one is the Reckless palette. And as you see, the Roaring 20 series does have the women, dancing women from the 20s, you know, Roaring 20s on the front. Oh, guys, this is what this color story looks like. Do you see that, guys? It has pretty purples and pinks in there, the yellow, the green, the blues. Nice array of mattes to shimmers. Guys. Wow. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah. Oh. Man. Now those are some quality shadows. And this is the City of Pastel Lights palette. And this is actually what it says. It's a pastel palette. But it's actually one of the brighter pastel palettes. This reminds me a lot of the shades in the Fun Size palette by Sugar Pill. Yeah. That's a nice color story. And these are actually what these shades in the palette look like. We're going to just swatch right here. Yeah. Those are pastel. And they most definitely going to need a white base. But I feel like on a white base, they're going to really pop. More so than the pastel, guys. And this is the Sex on the Beach palette. This is one of their smaller palettes. It's a 9-pan. And this one is definitely a neutral palette. But again, guys, for some reason, I have really been feeling neutrals lately, so. And the fact that it's a 9-pan palette is very small. You can put it in your purse. It's like a nice vacation palette. These are what these shades look like. Yep. Very nice neutral shades. This is more of a warm tone palette, if you will. I mean, it's got maybe 1 or 2 cool tones in there. But overall, guys, this is strictly a warm tone palette. And this one is the Cosmo palette. Another 9-pan palette. And now this one, while neutral, you do have a couple cool tones in there. And this is more on the coppery bronze spectrum. And this actually has a couple corals in there. And while you would think it's the exact same as the Sex on the Beach palette, it really is quite different. And these are what the shades look like in the Cosmo palette. I really like that pink. Wait a minute. I like that coral too. Yeah. I can see doing a nice, simple eye look with this. But just very cute. Now this last palette by Rue Cosmetics is actually a blush palette. This is the Undaunted blush palette that I had put with the eyeshadow palettes. And this is what this palette looks like. It has nice pops of coral. This is definitely a coral based palette. Let me see if I put it up to you guys. Can you see the color more? This is this is definitely for a medium skin beauty. If you're any deeper than me, yeah, it probably won't show up very much for you. And I'm willing to bet, I don't even think this contour will do anything for me. Yeah. But the blushes will, though. Okay, guys, and I have two palettes from Sydney and Grace Co. I've got the Autumn Rain palette. And I also have the Chase Your Dreams palette. And guys, I actually got these palettes during Christmas in July. And they had a pretty good deal going on for Christmas in July. I'm sure I got this Chase Your Dreams palette for free with a $50 purchase. And yeah, I purchased a bunch of singles, but that's going to be done in a separate video. The packaging is so stinking good. It's got Chase Your Dreams and that pretty pink, purple, magenta color. And this is what the inside of this palette looks like. Guys, it is so gorgeous. And I hate that I missed the other one. I think she came out with a neutral tone one somewhere after that. But by the time I got online and remembered, it was all sold out. So, but this one is cute though. And one thing I can tell you, Sydney Grace, she has quality shadows. I mean, I've been riding with Sydney Grace since her winter bundle. Now, one thing about Sydney Grace, guys, she never, ever disappoints. Let's watch these real quick for you. Woo! Guys, this is what you get when you ride with Sydney Grace. Quality. And this is the Autumn Rain palette. Now, this is not a new palette, but it was sold out and she relaunched it, I believe. And guys, when she finally relaunched this, I jumped on it stacked. And looking at the color story, guys, surely you can see why. That color story's back. It's bomb. Yes. And where some companies are stronger with their shimmers than they are the mattes, some other companies are stronger with their mattes than they are with their shimmers. Sydney Grace, she does it all. And she does it all quite well. Yep. Yeah. Whoa. Yep. Yeah. Those shades are beautiful. Okay, guys, I actually have 4 palettes by Nomad Cosmetics. The first palette is the Toscana palette, which I'm sure I'm pronouncing wrong. And I actually got the Toscana palette and another palette. I think it was like 35% off, like a coupon code. They were having a sale, so I had to get it. And this is what this palette looks like. And guys, if you have never in your life tried a Nomad shadow, you absolutely have to. I'm telling you, the Tokyo Marajuki, I'm probably pronouncing that wrong too, but that pastel palette with those multi-chromes in the bottom row, when I did my Easter eye look, guys, I'm a fan. So I'm sure that I'm going to love all the palettes I got from them. But this one is more of a neutral base palette. This is nice and soft. This is more of an everyday palette, if you will. And guys, it's really just something about the formula of this palette. Their shadows, Nomad Cosmetics. I mean, it makes them a joy to use, guys. They are smooth. They don't render much fallout. Yeah. These are some nice shades. I mean, they are quite neutral, guys. But then again, I don't much mind it. Because I'm sure the quality is definitely there. Okay, guys, I went on ahead and made it easy for myself and looked on the back of the palette. This is the Tuscany palette. Now, this palette is actually Italy inspired. And this is the Lake Como palette. And this one is Italy inspired as well. And if I remember correctly, I think this is more of a blue based palette. This palette is a blue and green based palette. And if I recall correctly, my girl KK did a look using this palette. And of course, it was absolutely gorgeous. And you know, blue and green eye looks are some of my favorite looks to do. And I just really love that color story, guys. Yep. Nice quality shadows. Now this is the Studio 54 palette. This is actually a 4-pan palette. And I do believe it does have 4 more multi-chromes in there, if I'm not mistaken. But first of all, okay. Can we please give it up for the packaging right quick? I can't believe that I was about to dismiss this packaging. And these are what the 4 multi-chromes in this palette looks like. So I can see this going real nicely with the Tuscany palette or the Lake Como palette. Popping it on your lid with some of those mattes and shimmers. And these are what the multi-chromes look like in this palette. Wait a minute, guys. Hold up. Do you see that shift? There is most definitely a shift in these shades. Oh, guys. Yes. Do you see that? It shifts from pink to green, back to pink. We got some blue, pink, back to blue, a little silver. This, you see like some silver into blue. Oh my goodness. Guys. 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 Woo! Now that's what I call a multi-crawl. Okay, guys, and of course, you know, I just had to get the Orient Express palette. Guys, this packaging, this palette, it has like a felt material or velvet. It's beautiful. I mean, this palette is so stinky, girl. And a matter of fact, I don't even think I opened up this palette yet. So this is going to be my first time seeing the palette. Guys. Would you look at this palette? This palette is beautiful. We need to take a moment. I need you to just consume that, okay? Just consume it. Consume it a little more. Ooh. Whew. Guys. This has multi-chromes in there, shimmers, satins, mattes. It's got it all. This is beautiful. I'm impressed. And I haven't even used the palette. And I'm impressed. Guys, hold on. Catch it. I'll wait. Catch what I'm throwing. I need you to catch it. And we're going to find some place to put these swatches. We're going to put them right here. How about this? Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. I can't forget about the blue. Guys. Do you see that? Do you see that? Do you guys see that? I know you see it. I know you see it. I know. You do. Okay, guys, I promise. We are coming up on home stretch. And the fact that it was light when I started recording this video, and it's quite dark, and I'm still recording this video, this might actually have to be a 2-part video, so we'll see. We will see. Okay, guys, so the next palette that I have is by a company called Notoriously Morbid. It is the Come Play With Us palette. And guys, when I bought this palette, it was on pre-order. But when I saw the swatches, yeah, I was willing to wait. Guys, this is a very nice color story, I must admit. Do you see those shades though? I can already tell that the shimmers have promise, and those mattes, they look like they have quite a bit of pigmentation. And I had never heard of this company. I believe I found out about this company going on Indie Makeup Spotlight or Indie Makeup Hotspot, one of the indie places. And I must admit, when I saw this palette and the swatches, I was intrigued. And in looking at these shimmers, guys, surely you can see why. These are the shimmers. Ooh, wait, I got one more. Got one more. These are what the shimmers look like. Very nice. Real nice. And these are what the mattes look like. It's got those nice grungy tones to it that I absolutely love. Oh, yes. Yeah. Guys, this formula, just upon the swatch, it actually reminds me a lot of Shroud Cosmetics. Even Menagerie Cosmetics mattes, guys. Yeah. And you can already tell, even when looking at all that together, that's a bomb.com color story. Okay, guys, and I actually also got the Heaps of Sweets palette by XO Beauty. Again, this is Shan XO's brand. And guys, I have been wanting this palette for what seems like forever. But I felt like I was going to struggle with the shipping because it was coming from New Zealand, but no. Shan XO, her and her team, they were on it. I believe I ordered the palette one day. I think it shipped the next. And this was even during the pandemic. It took me less than a week to get this palette. And the shipping wasn't even that bad. I mean, for shipping from New Zealand. And I really love the design of this palette. It is so cute. It's got candies and cakes and cookies and all kind of stuff on it. That's pretty. And guys, the inside of the palette is gorgeous. It's got a nice array of warm tones in there, and it's got the purples and pinks. Yeah, I really do like it, but I knew I would love the color story because I absolutely love the Shandic Soda Remix palette by BH Cosmetics, so I knew I wouldn't be disappointed in the color story. And these seem to be shimmers and Master have promise. But let's check. Yup. Okay, guys, these are what the shimmers look like. Nice and wet. Yes, guys. They are so cute. And don't get me wrong, guys. I do have these shades in my collection a million times over. But it's just something about a quality shadow that gets your girl Lily every single time. And just so you can get a gist of the quality, here are the mattes. Yes, guys. Those are some pigmented shadows. Do you see that? And what you will find when you're doing a swatch, you definitely, when you swatch it, you do want to start pigmented, and you do want it to kind of taper off, because that lets you know about the blendability. Yes, guys. I'm looking forward to using this palette. Okay, guys, before they psyched us out and made us think they was gone for good, only to come back and change their name, I got the Hasina 2 palette by Blush Tribe. And guys, I got this palette because, of course, it was on sale, because they were having a blowout, because they were going out of business, allegedly. And I really do love this color story for obvious reasons. Yes, another blue, green, and purple palette. What can I say, guys? I like what I like. And guys, this is not a new palette by any means. This has been on Blush Tribe's website forever. But it went on sale because they were going out of business, allegedly. And I had to jump on it. And what would be really nice, I mean, since they changed the name and all, since it was really their brand, if they came out with this palette again, it would be bomb. They can even come back out with this palette and change the name, like they did themselves. Yeah, that's a pretty palette. And while this palette is indeed not available anymore, I'm going to still swatch it for you, in case they decide to bring it back out under a different name. These are what these shades look like. And I already knew, guys, Blush Tribe's quality, when they were Blush Tribe, the formula of their palettes could not be denied, guys. It's beautiful. I really do like this palette. And I'm actually tempted to buy a palette too, by My Ollie Beauty, if that's their new name. Yeah. If the quality is like this, I might take the plunge after I'm done being salty at them for making us think they were gone for good, only to come back with a new name. Allegedly. Okay, guys. And of course, you know, I just had to get the Kaleidos palette. This is the Kaleidos Escape Pod palette. And guys, I left it in the packaging ever since I bought it. So I really don't know what it looks like in person. But we're about to see right now. Oh, it's cute or whatever. Okay, guys. This is a real pretty palette. But of course, you already know that because there's only a million videos out there on the tube using this palette. it's cute nonetheless. Oh, I am dying to dig into those multi-chromes. I mean, I see what people are saying though. These two shades look eerily similar. These two shades look eerily similar. Did we really need two browns in the palette? I mean, this is low-key a review of the palette. Okay, guys. I mean, for some reason, I thought I would be blown away. But no. Okay, guys. Those are some nice watches. Okay, that purple is really cute. And I see these have some pigmentation to them. But I can already tell, guys, upon swatching the mattes, this is definitely a different feel to them than the Futurism palettes. Yeah, the smaller palettes. But those multi-chromes, they look really cute. So, I mean, I may get around to using this palette. Or I may just stay pretty with the rest of my Kaleidos palettes in the background. But I'm going to try and use it because from what I understand, this blue right here, it's very problematic. So I want to see if I could work it because your girl Lily loves a challenge. So, yeah. I get around to using this palette one day. One day. Okay, guys. We are definitely up on home stretch because I really only have 2 more palettes to show you guys. I got the P. Louise Love Tapes eyeshadow palette. And guys, of course you knew I had to get this palette because I own all of P. Louise's other palettes. And she also has one coming out either the 29th or the 31st. I don't remember which one, but I have the date set in my calendar on my phone. And I'm getting that palette too. And one thing about P. Louise, she always kills on the design. I think the very first palette she did, the P. Louise palette, is the smallest palette she's ever created. When you open it up, it has the ribbon. I mean, P. Louise, she goes all out with her packaging. And I'm not mad at it. And here's the palette. Girl. And here's the palette. It appears to have 2 highlights. And then you have the palette in the middle. Guys, this is a pretty palette. I mean, this palette is the bomb.com. It's very romantic. I can see why she calls it Love Tapes. Because this is a nice Valentine's Day appropriate palette. Really romantic. And soft. And I'm going to tell you now, guys. There are only 2 shimmers in this whole palette. But then again, guys. P. Louise mattes. That is most definitely where she shines. I mean, her shimmers are the bomb too. But when you see her creating eye looks with those mattes, killing the game. See what I mean, guys? Yes. And that is how you do a matte. Okay, guys. Finally, we are on our very last palette. And the final palette I'm going to show you guys is the palette that I'm actually wearing on my eyes today. I've got the Give Me Glow Extra Spicy palette. And guys, if you have never, ever experienced a Give Me Glow shadow in your life, you need to experience a Give Me Glow shadow in your life. Guys, first of all, the front of the palette, the packaging, trust me, It says it all, guys. It says it all. You got the chili peppers, extra spicy, and gold lettering. Cute. Boy. This is the palette. Let me give it to you right quick. Let me give it to you right quick. One more time for the people in the back. Guys, do you see those shimmers? Do you see those mattes? Do you see this color story? Do you see this eye look? Guys, I gotta be honest with you. I have every single palette that Give Me Glow has ever created. And as someone who owns every single palette that she's created, this is my very first time using one of her palettes. This is the very first palette I own of hers that I have actually used. And I must admit, guys, I'm impressed. This is thebomb.com. Now, I already swatched it for you guys because I actually filmed a video doing this look. I really don't know which video is going to be up first. That might be up first or this might be up first. It just all depends because I already know this video is going to be a monster to edit. But I'm still swatch some for you right quick. Even though I'm definitely swatching it for you in the video. Wow. Here you go. Do you see that? Do you see that? Do you see that? Do you see that? Guys. Now this is how you do a shadow. The ease of blending. It's thebomb.com. Now I will not lie to you guys. When you use her mattes, especially out of this palette, you are going to definitely experience some kick up. You're going to experience quite a bit of kick up, guys. You definitely want to go in with a light hand because you don't really need a lot. But guys, the payoff is well worth it. So I'm telling you guys, if you have never ever experienced any of her shadows, just purchase one of her palettes if you get around to it, if you get the chance. Because yes, they do cost a pretty penny. But I mean, if somebody can get you something for Christmas, you know, Valentine's Day, birthday, you know, just because they, yeah. Definitely let them know that you want to Give Me Glow palette. And I'm almost certain it doesn't matter which one you pick or choose, you will not be disappointed. Okay, guys. I came, I saw, and I conquered. And while haul videos are definitely some of the longest videos to film, they're actually some of my favorite videos to do. And besides, guys, it's most definitely most fulfilling to finally be able to put all these palettes here on the shelf. Some more videos to come, guys. I do still have a few more haul videos coming up for you guys real soon, so look for that. And I'm also going to start doing Shop My Stash videos for you guys real soon, so look for that. So I really want to thank you guys for hanging out with me today while I haul my indie brand goodies. Yeah, I always love connecting with you guys, my peeps, every chance I get. Every chance I get. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel. It only gets greater later, guys. It only gets greater later. So until next time, guys, stay real, stay positive, stay up, and damn it, you better watch, fight, and pray.